Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches. No importa la hora que sea, siempre es un gran momento para aprender español con Profesor Pablo. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to Learn Spanish Fast with Profesor Pablo. Our lesson today is tener que plus infinitive, which means to have to. It is huge in Spanish, as it is in English. We say things that we have to do all the time. I can't go out tonight, I have to study. We have to finish this first. I had to fill out the forms before I left. Have to do something is very, very popular. It's often used in both languages. And so look at our clusters. We have, first of all, the verb numbers. We have the verb tener right here, and all these different verb tenses. And these numbers, again, it's just another way of letting you know that this is present tense, this is preterite, this is imperfect, this is the future, this is the conditional, this is a present tense boy with an infinitive, 0. This is a present tense A with a past participle tenido, a 32. This is a present tense estoy with an ing, teniendo, that's a 31. And here we go again. Here's a 3 present tense, past participle 2, and a 1 ing. Anytime you see 1, you know it's going to be ing. Anytime you see a 3, you know it's going to be a present tense. Okay, so 5 of these have the present tense at the beginning. Here are the forms of tener. In the present tense, the I form, tengo. We know the rest of the forms, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tienen. In the preterite, tuve, I had, tuve, tuviste, tuvo, tuvimos, tuvieron. In the imperfect, tenía, tenías, tenía, teníamos, tenían. In the future, tendré with an accent, tendrás with an accent on the A, tendrá with an accent on the A, tendremos, no accent, and tendrán, accent on the A. We have tendría, I would have to. Tendría on the I, tendrías, tendría, tendríamos, and tendrían, accent on the I all the way through. Now with boy, vas, ba, vamos, van, we know that. This is as, a, hemos, an. And estoy, estás, está, estamos, están. So that takes care of all the forms of tener and the auxiliary forms of the verb ir, to go, haber, and estar. We're using estar, haber, and ir with tener as well. Okay, we have que here in the middle. This is a 3-step process. You're going to select your form of the verb tener. Step 2 of the process is you're going to take the word que. This is your link. And then you're going to use the infinitive, whatever the infinitive is, to finish off your sentence. Let's take a look at our clusters. Trabajar is to work. Pensarlo is to think it over, or think about it. Pagar is to pay. Esperar to wait. Hacerlo to do it. Leerlo to read it. Vender to sell. Escucharlo to hear about it or listen or to hear it. Empezar is to start. Over here, this cluster, ir, to go. Verlo is either to see it or watch it. Limpiar, to clean. Pintar, to paint. Ganar, to earn or win. And hablar is to talk or to speak. All right, so let's practice some right here. If you want to say, I have to work tomorrow, it's a 3-step process. Tengo que trabajar mañana. I have to wait until tomorrow. Tengo que esperar hasta mañana. I have to do it tonight. Tengo que hacerlo esta noche. I have to read about it. Tengo que leerlo. We have to sell the house. Let's go with the we form. Tenemos que vender la casa. I have to hear about it. Tengo que escucharlo. I have to listen to it. Tengo que escucharlo. Let's come over here. Ir. Let's go down with tuve. I had to go. Tuve que ir. I had to see it. Tuve que verlo. I couldn't go out. No pude salir. Why? I had to clean the house. Tuve que limpiar la casa. Okay? My dad and I, we had rentals and we had to paint the houses every 3 years. Let's make it we. Teníamos que pintar las casas cada 3 años. Remember, this is a 3-step process. Let's go with the future. I'll have to read about it. Tendré que leerlo. I'll have to sell my car. Tendré que vender mi coche. I'll have to start today. Tendré que empezar hoy. Let's go down here, tendría. I would have to earn a lot more money. Tendría que ganar mucho más dinero. I would have to see it first. Tendría que verlo primero. I would have to sell the house. Tendría que vender la casa. I would have to pay a lot of money. Tendría que pagar mucho dinero. Voy a tener. I'm going to have to go to college next year. Voy a tener que ir a la universidad el año próximo. We are going to have to do it. Make this vamos. Vamos a tener que hacerlo. You are going to have to wait. Let's go with vas. Vas a tener que esperar. You're going to have to listen to it. Vas a tener que escucharlo. If we want to move on in the playoffs, we are going to have to win. Make this vamos a tener que ganar. Ir plus infinitive is much more common than the future. That is to say, this 30 construction here, present tense and the infinitive, is more common than 6, the future. Let's take a look here now. He tenido, I have had. How about I've had to work a lot? He tenido que trabajar mucho. I've had to think about it a lot. He tenido que pensarlo mucho. I've had to wait for a week. He tenido que esperar una semana. They have had to sell their house. This is going to go to han, H-A-N. Han tenido que vender su casa. Remember, this is a 3-step process. Take your form of tener, then your que, and then your infinitive. Okay, let's go down here. Estoy teniendo. You say, wow, I'm having to work a lot. Estoy teniendo, step 2, que. Step 3, trabajar mucho. I'm having to sell my house. How sad. Estoy teniendo que vender mi casa. How about here? He estado teniendo. I have been having, how about I have been having to work a lot? He estado teniendo que trabajar mucho. The point is, all these different forms of tener, now everything here grammatically, we've done everything here. We've covered all the present tense, those are your 3s. We know the 0 is infinitive, we've done infinitives. We know 1 is the ing form, right? 4 is the preterite, 5 is the imperfect, 6 now is the future, and 7 is the conditional. We have done all of these verb numbers, right? Now, when you add the infinitive on, if you say like, I have to work tomorrow, tengo que trabajar, and then mañana. Well, the tango is a 3, you're going to add a 0 because trabajar is a 0. So the verb quotient, we're going to learn how to do license plates. Every sentence in Spanish, if you add up how many verbs you have, right, and you add a value for the verbs and divide it by how many words you have, how many verbs you have in the sentence, that's going to give you a verb quotient, and that's going to tell you how sophisticated your level of Spanish is. You can be fluent in Spanish and not have a very sophisticated level. When you get up to the 8s and the 9s, the subjunctives, that's going to raise your level of sophistication way up. And we'll get to license plates. I told you, Pablo's tips, tricks, and tools, and Pablo's language learning systems. I have all sorts of systems to help simplify everything. All right, now let's go back and take a look at what we've done. We know that we have verb numbers. We associate 3 with present, 4 with preterite, 5 with imperfect, 6 with future, 7 conditional. 3 is present with an infinitive here. Here's present with a past participle, ado, ido. Here's present with an ing, and here's present with a past participle, ado, ido, and an ando, yendo, ing. We get the verb numbering system. This is something that's going to be kind of like training wheels on a bike. You don't really need them, but they're going to help you get going, and it's going to help you categorize everything that you're hearing and put it in the proper slot. In where? The language learning module. Now, the verb tener. We've done tener in all these tenses, right? Tengo, I have. Tuve, I had. Tenía, I used to have, or would have to do something all the time. Tendré, I will have to do something. Tendría, I would have to do something. Voy a tener que, I'm going to have to do something. He tenido que, I have had to do something. estoy teniendo que, I'm having to do something. He estado teniendo que, I have been having to do something. Like I've been having to read it every week because I don't get it. He estado teniendo que leerlo cada semana. Remember, it's a three-step process. Take whichever tener is going to communicate what you want to say. The que goes in the middle every time, and then you finish up with whatever verb that you want. Okay? So this is tener que plus infinitive. If I say to a friend like, you got to go, man. Tienes que ir. We're going to take the to form. Tienes que, and then the verb ir. You got to see it. Tienes que verlo. You got to listen to it. Tienes que escucharlo. You got to come with us. Tienes que venir con nosotros. You can see how often this is used in English, and of course, likewise in Spanish. English, you can say, I have to do something, I had to do something, I used to have to do something, I will have to do something, I would have to do something, I've had to do something, I'm having to do something, I have been having to do something, I'm going to have to do something, right? You can say all those in English and just go boom, 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 like a hot knife cutting through butter. Well, you can do it in Spanish now because we've given you the tips, the tricks, and now you have the tools. You can take all these verbs. They're becoming very familiar. Every time we do a big board, we get a little deeper into what we already know. And I want to point this out. If you haven't been to profesorpablo.com, I absolutely highly recommend you go profesorpablo.com. It is an introduction to my ebook. My ebook is over 500 pages. It has everything that we do on the big board and much, much more. It has over 3,000 verb dictionary, alphabetically organized, and it shows you what happens with the verbs if they're stem changing, go verbs, ZC verbs, or whatever they may be. It has an accent mark system. It has survival Spanish, hundreds of expressions. It has thousands of everyday expressions, all organized alphabetically. It has a grammar section, communicative grammar. There are over 400 audios separate from the Learn Spanish Fast with Profesor Pablo audios. There are another 450 audios that go over all of these different sections, not every section, but the important sections in the ebook. So please go to profesorpablo.com, click on the top and click on testimonials. You can see what people think about it. You can click on samples for all the 9 different sections. So please, I encourage you to check out profesorpablo.com. If you use the promo code Pablo50, the entire ebook is $15. $15. $15 nada más. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. That is our lesson for today. A great one, tener que plus infinitive. Now you can say what you have to do. Okay? Tengan un gran día. Hasta pronto.